Welcome back to Lock 22 Sports Daily. I'm Ben Shrewsbury. That's James Marfs. James, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Better now that
Come
the
on.
Yankees have completed their collapse. Anyway, and may doom fall upon them. Uh, we'll talk about that more in a minute. Uh, let's get the clock going in three, two, one. Clock starts now.
Hey,
All right, James, let's get it started. Uh, Bob Costas retired like 20 minutes ago as we're
yeah,
recording this.
that's big news. 42 years. Wow.
I, out of seemingly nowhere.
I know we talked about this a little bit beforehand. You a fan, not a fan, or just thought he sucks now?
I was a fan up until the playoffs this year specifically because I just thought he sounded tired. Like, just
Do you think
tired.
that's the reason he's hanging it up is he he believes he's tired?
You know what I think? Because if you listen to any Bob Costas interview, he is his own harshest critic. For whatever everybody was saying about him online, he is harsher than that. I think he went back and listened to himself during the playoffs this year and just thought, I I can't do that again.
Well, that's possible. He's an institution. Thank you for all you've done for the sport. I've enjoyed you over the years, Bob. Good job.
As have I, by the way.
Enjoy your retirement. What do we got next?
The Dodgers won the World Series. I refuse to congratulate them because they're scumbags, but they won.
All
They
right.
beat the other scumbags.
I will vehemently disagree that they're not scumbags. They're just players on a team.
No, the
Oh,
organization is a scumbag. The players have nothing to do with it.
all right. Well, that's what I'm looking at. I don't care about the organization. These guys are awesome players. So I will say, congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers for winning your third in my lifetime, 1988, 2020, which had to really kind of suck. I mean, that really had to kind of suck. Does it even count? And then, of course, you acquired Shohei Ohtani, and you get it done this year in his first season while he does nothing.
There's I will defend this one thing. And I hated both of these teams. I didn't care who won. I picked the Dodgers in five. They won in five. So am I happy I won the quote unquote bet? Sure. Uh, but I will defend this one thing. There, people will say there should be an asterisk next to this one too. No, there shouldn't. But
What's the
that
reasoning behind that?
because they played a Yankees team that collapsed. And anytime a team wins a series against a team that completely collapsed, they try to say there's an asterisk there. I just don't agree with that.
I don't even see it as a collapse. I just see it as, man, I just look at the superstars on both sides of it. You got Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani, and they were almost absent. And honestly, I could tell you that Aaron Judge outperformed Shohei Ohtani in the actual World Series, and I'd be right, but it didn't matter. Um, they were
It
both.
came down to depth at the end of the day, as it so often does. Depth
I
in production.
I got to tell you, you gave Garrett Cole a lot of crap yesterday,
And he
and
deserved it.
I didn't. I don't. You know what? I looked at his career numbers. He's like 153 and 80 for his career. He pitched 13 innings in this World Series and gave up one earned run. I don't see a player that sucks. Um, I thought his
I
pitching
didn't say he
performance.
sucked. I said he wasn't worth
Let
the
me
300
finish.
million.
You can retort when I'm done. His performance last night was one of the gutsiest performances I've ever seen, with the exception of one play. And that one play, unfortunately, is what completely unraveled the entire thing. Now, five runs came in the fifth inning when they were leading 5-0, and they all came on his watch, all five of them unearned. However,
It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
you've got to cover first base. I mean, they teach this all the way down through the Pee-wees. The difference between this game was the hustle factor, man. This series. The Dodgers ran out every single ground ball, and this guy, I don't, oh, he pitched the game of his life, and wanted so hard to have this argument. He could have went 9 innings, Ben. If he would have got out of that, he pitched 30 extra pitches in that inning, and he ended up still making it 6 2/3 with like
Well, it wasn't
105
all
pitches.
that fifth inning wasn't all his fault.
No, no,
Aaron
no,
Boone,
no. That's not what I'm saying. But it started out with Aaron Judge, sure-handed Aaron Judge dropping a ball, and then you had to play at third base. They had 3 errors in the inning, so they essentially gave the Dodgers like the greatest lineup that we've ever seen assembled, 6 outs in an inning. And well, as it turns out, you probably don't want to do that with the Dodgers.
you just can't afford it.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and say what you want about Cole now, but that one play where he didn't cover first base, that's where it all unraveled because that was the third out. Right after that, all hell breaks loose, and I enjoyed it, Ben. I wanted the Dodgers to come back and tie the game, but I also wanted to see like them go ahead and then the Yankees tie it up and then come back. That's just what objectively I wanted to see as somebody that really doesn't have a dog in the race. Go ahead.
I wanted this series to end last night so I can focus on basketball and college football. But that's just me being a sports fan. Like, this time of year is always crazy. Uh, the fifth inning was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life because as an avid Yankee hater, like, don't get me wrong, I don't like the Dodgers, but I hate the Yankees.
I mean, I can't. I'm not going to sit here and defend the Yankees because when I was a 20 something, I hated the Yankees. And I hated the Yankees because I felt like they always bought their way into the tournament. Um, I don't know why I
That's
don't
not
feel
why.
that way now. I don't know why, but I
Well,
look at
because nothing's
the team.
changed, really. Nothing has
No, no,
changed.
nothing. I mean, Steinbrenner's not there anymore to be the one to do it. That's the only thing that's changed.
They've gotten more incompetent over the years. Maybe that's what's changed.
What do you mean?
Aaron Boone is still their manager. That wouldn't have happened with Steinbrenner Sr.
Ooh, yeah. I did
After
want to make a comment.
2017, dude,
I did want to make a comment on that because I will be honest with you. I was not up to date on or up to speed on the management style of Aaron Boone. But last night when he put in Collie instead of Weaver
Gamely.
right away, dude, what person watching this game doesn't know that a changeup only works when you have a fastball to complement it? And he knew that. And this is the thing that I want to tell you, Ben. I looked at that and I was like, wow, Ben's right. This is not a smart managerial decision because you're playing. I mean, granted, you didn't have a ton of arms left, but you got to play for today. That means if your pitcher can pitch 100 pitches, you push him to 110, 120. Tomorrow doesn't matter. If you get to tomorrow, you worry about tomorrow. But when your back's against the wall like that, he made a terrible decision and
Not the first time.
it cost. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I didn't follow him closely, but that was a decision that was, I rubbed me the wrong way for sure.
So every year before the season, and I'll probably talk about this when baseball season starts next year, I try to rank the managers based on how good I think they are situationally. Aaron Boone is consistently in the bottom five.
You told me he was 27th on your list last night, I
That's what he
believe.
was this year. He's going to be lower next year. I'm just telling you right now. With Francona coming back, he's going to be lower.
And whoever the Mariners get, I mean, we don't know yet.
You could end up with Aaron Boone. There's a conceivable way where Aaron
No,
Boone gets fired here.
I don't want that at all. I would rather
No,
have
you
Dan
shouldn't.
Wilson. I'd rather have Dan Wilson stay. All right. Let's talk about Thursday night football.
As much as I'm sure you don't want to
No, I do.
with the Jets.
Look, the Jets are ass. We know
Thank you.
that. But here's the thing: they're freaking favored in this game over. They're 2-6, and they're favored over Houston, that is 6-2. Why? Why?
Houston's banged up. That's the only reason I can give you.
So Stephon
Vegas loves it.
Diggs is just changes the whole a player they didn't have last year when they made a playoff run and won a playoff game, and the Jets were at home going.
Do they have Collins back?
Yeah.
Okay. Forgive me, I just wasn't sure.
So
Uh, I think Houston's going to win this game like 31-17. Like it's just going to be a beatdown.
is it conceivable that the Jets could win this game? I think so.
Yes.
I think so. But
The defense will have to have the game of their life.
okay, I was gonna say it's on the defense and not the offense, right?
It will not be Aaron Rodgers that wins the Jets this game if they win the game.
A young CJ Stroud's gonna have to manage um an offense against this great defense. I agree. I agree.
This is not a 2-6 defense, by the way. For as bad as the Jets have looked all year, this is not a 2-6 defense.
No, 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 no. Can you give me a score prediction on this game?
31-17 Houston.
Oh, you did already. My bad. My bad.
I think they just roll them. This
So,
kind of
for anything else on this game, Ben?
this just feels like a get right game for Houston because they didn't play great against Indy.
Um,
They're going to get right here.
Look, as much shit as I give the NFL for giving the Jets all of these primetime games, I'm good with this one. I want this to start off the week. But I want to I want to see the Jets just reeling.
I
In
feel like you would be crapping on this if it was the Monday night game.
oh, for sure.
If
Monday
this
night
was the Monday
prestigious. It's well, it's prestigious.
Thursday night, just kind of doesn't matter.
It's a hard game to play because you, in theory, just played Sunday, and now you're like, oh, Monday night is like it's the premium cream of the crop, but they got enough of those too that just pisses me off. Anyway, for all coverage of all the games, be sure to tune into NFL on the same channel, Lock 22, and little tidbits of it here and there on TikTok for all of week 8 and 9's coverage. Ben, this is the one you've been looking forward to now.
My preferred version of football, college football. Man, this Ohio State Penn State game is the biggest game in either college or the NFL this week.
Okay. I'm here for yeah, I mean I'm here for it.
Because here's the thing, Ohio State is in complete and utter free fall based on what we've seen the last two games. Penn
Okay.
State Penn State is unbeaten. Ohio State is not. Now, there's
That's
been
why
this
presumably that's why Penn State's third and Ohio State's fourth, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah, and look, Missouri's ranked by the AP this week even though they just got hammered by Alabama, like just destroyed, put in a
shut
body
out.
bag
Shut out.
and yet Vanderbilt who almost like beat Texas isn't ranked.
Uh-oh. Do I hear an AP rant coming?
Not today. Let's see what they do next week. When the AP poll comes out next week, if it's terrible, it's going to be the whole show. Anyway,
Well, look, we really know it's coming in week 15 when the final rankings come and Boise State is undefeated and not in there. Yeah, I'm sure we'll go rounds about the AP polling as the season unwinds. But yeah, dude, this game at Penn State, that's where I want it to take place. The Happy Valley. I'm have popcorn ready for this game, bro.
I think Ohio State's going to make the playoff even if they lose this game and one more.
Well,
Ohio State's
that's
gonna
just
be.
it. That's just the thing. Like, you say you prefer college to pros. I'm starting to, I'm my level of interest for college is raising now that we have a playoff. And like, let's say you accidentally lost to Army in week one, and that meant your season was over and you couldn't possibly be national champion. Now there's like some something behind it that gives it some substance, and college football has life breathed into it again. Let me ask
I'm
you this. Do you think 12 is the right amount for
uh
all of Division One? Do you think 12 is the right
I,
amount?
I think it will end up being the right amount because I think Division One is about to shrink. So
Okay.
yes.
All right. That's fair. I'm happy with it. I mean, any less than that would be uncivilized, I think.
I thought they should have tried it with 8 for a year first and then gone to 12, but
No
I
way.
mean,
No way. You got to get your top 10 at least in there, and then you got the two. I
I'm
love
cautiously
it.
optimistic about the 12-team playoff. I want to see how it plays out first.
I love it. I'm a big
Uh,
fan. Who you got winning this? Obviously, you're going to say Penn State.
no, well, because Ohio State can't run the ball, and you got to run to win on the road in college football. You have to be able to run the damn ball, and Ohio State cannot run the ball right now. They're down about 4 left tackles. They can't run the ball. So, and Chip Kelly's offense is predicated on the run. So when you can't run the ball and an offense that's predicated on being able to run the ball, and you got to go on the road in that environment, good luck.
This is going to
I mean,
be a raucous game, dude. The crowd is going to be insane. I don't know if this is a goalpost down game or not. If you
it's
win,
not.
these teams have played each other enough to where,
Also, it's not because this Ohio State team is not the Ohio State teams of old.
it's true. They've been they've been depleted greatly by the NFL draft here the last couple years.
Uh,
All right, what other
even
games
though
we got?
Indiana at Michigan State, Indiana's going to roll them. We all know this Michigan State team isn't good.
Look, if I'll tell you this, Michigan State has got a thing coming, and it's called Indiana, and
It's called Kurt Signetti. It's
they're gonna roll it. But here's the thing: if Ohio State loses to Penn State, they're gonna lose to Indiana because then there's a trend. And I think if Ohio State loses to Penn State, Indiana obviously wins this game. I think Indiana might even be favored against Ohio State.
not
That's
in Columbus. Not in Columbus.
we'll see. We'll see. It could happen.
Minnesota at Illinois. I wrote this in here for an upset alert because this Gophers team has, which isn't very good, by the way, has all of a sudden kind of found their way, even though I think there's still a chance PJ Fleck gets fired by the end of the year. There's this whole crazy thing going on at the University of Minnesota right now where, like, there's a large contingent of people that want PJ Fleck gone, even though this year has kind of gone about as good as it could.
Yeah. I mean, it really has.
Because there's almost very little talent on this roster, really, other than Darius Taylor. I think Illinois wins this game, but if Minnesota wins it, then do you start having the conversation of maybe PJ Fleck keeps his job?
Yeah, I mean that alone could keep him his job.
If they beat a ranked team on the road, that could save his job.
Then you got the service academies here.
Air Force, who isn't very good, at Army, who's unbeaten still.
Yeah, Army's the one to watch here. They're 21st ranked.
They should be
What's
higher.
Navy? Navy did lose, did they not?
They did lose to Notre Dame, but they are still ranked, I believe.
And yeah, they're still, I mean, so both those service academies are doing really great. I put in here, there's a couple of games just to mention before we move on. Texas Tech at Iowa State. I got Iowa State. They're at 11, so I got them on watch because they're currently in the playoffs. This is a potential trap game for them. Texas Tech. always plays Iowa State hard. And this would have been a huge game on the schedule if Michigan would have brought anything to the table this season. You got Oregon at Michigan. Oregon, I expect to win by 50. And then I just want to mention three other games and we'll move on. UCLA at Nebraska, Big Ten, Wisconsin at Iowa, and USC at Washington. Those are all big games that we're looking forward to this weekend. Um, yeah, man, a huge slate of college games. And you're clearly looking forward to Ohio State, Penn State the most, yeah?
Well, I think everybody is. I mean,
Well, yeah, but I
literally,
mean, you've obviously you're going to watch the Minnesota game, obviously as well.
if I'll say this. If the Minnesota game, because there's a way that Minnesota game's over at halftime. If that Minnesota game's over at halftime, I'm turning it off.
Yeah.
Let's quick whip around the NBA here, even though there's really, outside of two games, not too much to talk about.
Let me give the rundown from last night, and then let you talk about a couple of games. How about that?
That works for me.
You got Raptors losing to Charlotte, 133-138. Philly takes down Detroit 135-132. The Hawks over the Wizards 104-95. Heat top the Knicks 133-120. The Magic wrangle the Bulls 116-107. Nets cut down the Grizzlies 119-106. The Spurs get lost in the storm in Oklahoma City, lose 105-93. The Warriors hold off the Pelicans without Steph Curry in the Golden State 104-89. Blazers clip the Clippers by a single point in LA 106-105. Ben, you wanted to talk about Lakers Cavs first? Go for it.
Oh my gosh, Portland won a game. I'm just gonna say
5
that
points.
first.
It was awesome.
Anyway, Lakers Cavs. I don't know what happened to the Lakers in the last week where they went from looking like gangbusters to now losing to that Cavs team. But
Yeah,
nobody outside of LeBron and Davis showed up last night, and neither one of them were exceptional. Both of them had, I believe it was 26 and 22 respectively. It wasn't like it was an incredible game for either one of them. And Cleveland just absolutely rolled them. Put them in a body bag and zipped it up.
it
That's what
was,
Cleveland did last night.
yeah, they dunked on him pretty hard.
And then Celtics Pacers, Damon, the Celtics 82-0 run is over.
And who called it? Right here on
You
this
said it was
program.
you said it was possible.
I said tonight could be the night. The
Yes.
Pacers. I said this is because you didn't even want to talk about this game yesterday. And I said this is a good rematch from the playoffs. Let's at least talk about it. And well, boom, Boston, you got punked. How do you feel
Uh,
about
I watched the end of this game and like I'm not convinced that Indiana was the better team last night.
that? Oh, they're not. They're not the better team.
No, but I mean like on a night like on one night even, I'm not convinced that they were the better team. Like just they kind of just outlasted Boston. Like that wasn't a we played better than them. That was a we survived
Do you
kind
think
of game.
maybe Boston's suffering from this pressure where they're like, let's just get a loss out of the way early? We already know we're gonna be rolling everybody most of the time, and who wants the pressure of trying to go undefeated? I mean, I could see it. It's pretty early to have that pressure, but
I don't know, man. I just think the Pacers got better and the Celtics are what they are and they're going to be right there at the end of the year and I think Indiana has every chance to be again.
oh, this is a playoff matchup waiting to happen, dude. I mean,
It might be the first round. It
yeah,
really might be. But
yeah. I mean, the one see you think Indiana's gonna drop as low as 8?
I mean they were the 7 last year. It wouldn't be that unbelievable
Here you're supposed to get better every year, but
in theory.
we don't know. We don't know if other teams got better at a better. bigger rate. Certainly the Knicks improved uh in theory again. You know what?
Yeah,
I do want to talk about Portland for a minute. Go back to that game, winning by a point. Yeah, I think you know what the problem is? They've got scorers, dude. They've got Jeremy Grant, they've got Anthony Simons, they've got Aiton, they've got Scoot Henderson, and they're inconsistent scorers. Any one of these guys could go for 30 any night. But
and
then
any one of them could go 2 for 30.
exactly, any of them like Jeremy Grant, he's had 28 points a couple times already. He had 8 points last night. And it's like, dude, he shot 3 of 14. That's garbage.
What happened there?
2 of 7 from three. I mean, Simons, he had 25, but he's another guy that's hot cold. If they could consistently score at a level, worthy of, I mean, Simons took 24 shots last night, and three of them or nine of them were three pointers. And he's sitting at, 33% from the 3 point line for the season. It's like, bro, take better shots.
Damon, would you agree with me that the Blazers are going to be lucky to win 25 games this year?
25. I got him at like 30, 31 games is what I had projected.
I have them as the second worst team in the West, only ahead of
Well,
Utah.
I'll tell you what, if it becomes clear to me that they are just awful, I want them to tank because I would like to get somebody like Wemby on my team. I would like to get, the first pick of the draft. And I mean, we lucked out with Scoot Henderson, but even then, there
He
was better
seems like
play.
more of a project than I think they thought he was.
There's better players. I mean, he only played 24 minutes. In 24 minutes, he had 4 fouls to lead the team. He always is in foul trouble. And, he shot 8 shots. He was 2 for 3 from 3 point. And I mean, it's just a matter of like, I don't know that he's a project, but he needs to learn how to play defense without getting in foul trouble. Because he'll come in for 5 minutes and have to go out with 3 fouls. And I'm not kidding.
That's a that's a basketball maturity thing, not a personal maturity thing, like
Yeah,
not a mental maturity. It's a basketball IQ maturity that you're not going to have all the answers to the test. You're just not right now, not your second year in the league, not on that team certainly.
that's fair.
So, it's not like he walked into an ideal situation in Portland.
No, no. Well, no. He did, but then they traded Lillard. He was supposed to be an accompaniment and learn from him, and then Lillard's gone before they even get a chance to play together. That's
Portland Portland tried to do what Minnesota is doing with Conley and Dillingham. That's what Portland wanted to do with Henderson and Lillard.
not fair. Anyway,
And and then Lillard was like, "You know what? Actually, bye."
do you want to take us home with some hockey?
Every game last night was a stinking blowout. I mean, just I don't know, man. Look, Gobo was probably crying from his seats in Colorado because they got rolled.
Yeah, they got rolled. They got rolled hard.
Uh, New Jersey surprised me, and I think just about everybody going into Vancouver and putting up 6 and not allowing anything. Uh, Vegas losing in LA is a surprise, although I think that Vegas team is about ready to fall apart.
Is it a surprise? Like,
The Kings aren't that good.
well, I mean, I feel like the prestige and the diamonds and gold have fallen off of Vegas a little bit too.
Well, definitely. But I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? There's like 3 games that might matter tonight. One of them is your team. The Kraken are playing the Leafs in like half an hour.
Yeah, I can't wait to dial that game up. And I'm liking these earlier games where they're not on the West Coast, where I have to wait till 9 for them to start. Dude, how about Utah hammering Calgary? Like Calgary is the toast of the town as far as I'm concerned right now. And dang, dude. Five
I
to
mean,
one. 5 to
I'll be
one.
honest, I have not watched a minute of Flames hockey this year, but these score lines are impressive.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we got about 10 seconds left. We got Canadians, Caps, Oilers, Preds. Any predictions on those?
Caps should win, Oilers should win.
I agree. The both of those should happen. Um,
I
I don't know what to think about. I mean, the Kraken leaves. I don't know. We beat them once already, but
that
now
game's
we're
in
there.
Toronto. It's gonna be a hard one.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
Damon, we're out of time, brother.
well, happy Halloween, everybody. And again, congratulations to the Doyers.
The
Let's get
Frogers.
let's get let's get baseball season. Let's get some now. Hey, Ben, I am happy that baseball's over because we get free agency starting right now.
Let's break some news. Juan Soto's not re-signing with the Yankees. I don't think.
We'll
I'm
see you
serious.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye bye.